Hello. Hey Asik, how are you? How's your day going? Hey Julia, welcome. How are you doing? How's your day? Hey, how's it going? How are you? What's up? What's up, my friends? Music is too loud. Wait. Better? If it's still too loud, just let me know. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I actually didn't check that. Hello, Mr. Carpenter. How are you? Yeah, put on some jazz music from the royalty-free music site, because I realized I'm basically paying for the license-free music and I'm not using it. So I thought maybe for this stream, just having a bit of music. Like every time I rewatch the stream from before just to check how the quality was, it feels like so silent. Just hearing my voice. How are you, folks? How's everyone doing? How was the weekend? I need to admit I'm in a very weird mood today. I don't know, I think it's probably the weather. Kinda like slept not so good and a bit grumpy all day. And I kinda like wanted to draw, but I kinda also don't want to do anything. So, yeah. So the result is streaming. So I can yell at you folks. Same. Yeah, maybe it's the weather. That's period. I was waiting for someone to say that. I could have bet that it would be you. Yeah, hormones. Hormones. It's about the hormones. Full moon? Oh, okay. And the Leo season starting. Oh, okay. So not good for Cancer. There we have the reason. also had like 3 espresso already, but I feel tired. What are you folks up to? What are you doing? Spent a weekend with my buddy and went on a binge. Hey Farouk, was geht ab? What up, what up, what up? Massive headache, oh, that's so bad. Not much, Farouk, just kind of like warming up the hand-eye coordination for drawing. What's up with you? What are you doing? Nice, what are you finalizing? Like work stuff or art stuff, or what are you doing? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's my parents' place. I'm babysitting the cat again for a few days, so it's not my flat. It's the place of my parents. It's kind of like, it's pretty nice here. It's a bit outside of the city, a bit more trees and whatnot, and like, yeah. But it's actually not really quieter. It's pretty loud here. But a bit fresher air and stuff, which is good. A lot of organic markets and whatnot. So it feels really like a bit like countryside. Oh yeah, that cat is absolutely spoiled. 100%. 100%. Housework? Ah, homework, so to speak. Okay. Gotcha. Yo, Boris. How are you, bro? How was your Sunday? To move chat a bit over here. Gute alte Seminararbeit. Oh yes. Sunday was chill. Cool. Boris, how often do you go to your part-time job these days? I wanted to ask you that when we had class on Saturday, but I just forgot. Any chance you stream Saturday class sometime again? Not sure. Why, Farouk? Just out of curiosity, or? Like, the thing is, last time when we did that, it felt a bit hard for me to focus on chat and stream while focusing on the students. So, and because they pay for the class, students come first in that moment. So I'm not too sure if we're going to do that again. But maybe final presentation for the projects will be streamed. I think I'm pretty sure I will stream it, because they do really good work, and I also want to kind of like, yeah, I would love to reward them with showcasing their work on the stream. You really enjoyed the format as a viewer? Ah, okay. Was like watching a show? Yeah, it's because everyone would kind of like spam the Discord chat buttons. That is true. I actually also have the recordings from the classes, but I kind of like not really know what to do with it. Since it's also, again, content that people paid for, right? So. But yeah, 3 days a week, 6 to 8 hours. Okay, so 20 hours per week. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, okay. So you don't feel left out if I don't talk to chat. I actually missed the chat. Is that a realization you just had right now at this moment? Or how can I understand this? That's true. I agree. Yeah, that's a good point, Farouk. Also, I really suck at promoting at the moment. But it's kind of like it's so much to handle. But also, yeah, kind of like doing your own art as well and stuff. So I don't know, man. I'm such a weird mood today. Really, it's keine Lust auf gar nichts. Oh, see everyone. Ned, missed you. The Monday mood is actually when it came to company work, I'm actually a really Monday person. I really love Monday because I was always so excited and hyped to go to the studio. It's probably my routine a little bit right now because I feel like my routine is the reason for it, because I'm kind of like with me all the time and working with me all the time. Even though I see my students and everyone else, but you have less interactions with like-minded artists in a way, I guess. Or I don't know, maybe it's just a pity excuse. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's too big. Can't flip it. Yeah, I just want to go to golf again. Wow, it's kind of like you should manage my schedule. I feel like you actually really know me very well. question is how productive are we if we go with this schedule? How much do we get done? I'm not working on anything here. It's just to warm up, just some figure, like kind of like at the moment recently I don't do ink drawings, so I don't do big ink drawings. I just do like my sketches and stuff, because I do much more digital at the moment, probably also because of class and teaching, whatever. So I'm basically just kind of like doing some figures from imagination, just like getting the brain, the hand ready. No expectation, just kind of like doing flow lines and then kind of like just following the flow and yeah, kind of like going with a, maybe starting with an S-curve line and then just let my hand do the work without thinking, you know, just kind of like just, yeah, don't thinking, try not to think at this point. Also try not to do too many strokes. While kind of like maintaining also a little bit stuff. You're doing color studies now, nice, that's good. Yeah, and when I do like the poses, I try to always kind of like think about the natural S-curve in things, and also just yeah, kind of like think if I would make a game character out of them, what would they do? What would they be that fits the pose? Because what I definitely learned is that the pose is extremely important to sell the attitude of the character. And even though we do kind of like these frontal views in production, like being able to put the character into pose is extremely important. Also kind of like inventing your own poses is very important, you know. You're celebrating 30 years of Lion King? Okay. Any specific reason why you do that? You're just a fan, or does it have a special meaning for you? Ultra fan. You're joking, right? Did you really audition for Lion King? I don't know what to believe. You fooled me so many times. Random question. Did you think about producing lessons on Udemy or Skillshare? Or is the market too saturated? I did classes on Skillshare, and I have kind of like a backstory with Skillshare, which isn't the best, because I don't like how they treat the market for lessons and education, which made me to go to the point where I said I do everything myself. Skillshare was actually kind of like a little bit the reason why I made my website, because Like in the beginning when I did my mentorship, I did everything like just like without a website, just over Patreon. And it worked for a while, and I could continue with it. But then Skillshare started to extremely lower the rates of the amount they would pay out for the minutes people would watch your content. And that's all. For people who don't know how Skillshare works, that's how it works. Basically, you do a class and you get an amount for the minute people watch, and also for the new members you bring in. So you kind of like have a package at the same time. But back in the day when I started with this, the amount they would pay was fair. And then somehow, whatever was the reason, which definitely was money and business decisions, and they're also probably kind of like controlled by investors, they decided that they will cut it, I think not even in half, it was even more. And their explanation was basically because we can do it. It was such a big kind of like fuck you in the face, you know. That was something that I would not take. And even though I was for the whole Skillshare market probably a small fry with my minutes I would get in, but I didn't care. I didn't want to support them, and I knew they actually need us rather than we need them. But obviously they were the first people and would kind of like provide the opportunity for a market where people would search and come, because that's actually what Skillshare is for, right? It's not what they give us, right? They give us it also the whole service of them, like the people who work there. They were like really bad in like how they would treat you in the customer service, also how they would talk to you and whatnot. So I was really pissed. And I said like, well, I don't need them. They need actually the content I'm providing. So why should I continue to make my videos there? So I took everything off. And then I did my own stuff. Best decision ever, because I can control what I put out, and I get also 100% of what I put into stuff I put out, right? So no one can tell me nothing, which is the best. Of course, I have much more work. Promoting is much more work and whatnot. Like, there are many things, but believe me when I say it's worth every minute you spend on putting it out. Because, yeah, like I rather don't, I do my own thing, you know, rather than like have someone who can have an effect and they don't even contribute anything, you know. They didn't said like, well, we try to help small creators or whatever, to even if they would kind of like give you a shout out or whatever, they really didn't care, because they would sit in the bed, you know, like they would kind of like chill. They could do whatever they wanted to do. So yeah. I mean, even if you can take Skillshare, but you can take any other platform who provides this service. They take a fee, right? If you kind of like look at what Patreon is taking, even if you take something like PayPal, right? Like, look how much money PayPal is taking from you. If money gets paid, I especially have it as a business owner. I see it really strongly. But if you kind of like look at it and look at what they take, percentage for just providing the transaction, it's just crazy. So yeah. And you know, the biggest how you say Bestätigung, the biggest agreement on this whole thing, or the biggest point of proof, let's say it like this, for me, was that I was starting to get emails by these type of service providers asking me if I would not like to do content on their website. And then I would just say no in an email, and they would ask me, but why? And then sometimes in the beginning, I really took it seriously when they asked, and I would kind of like answer it, you know? Yeah, confirmation, thank you. I would kind of like answer it, like super serious, like giving them the reasons, and they would understand at some point. But in the beginning, they would kind of like, why don't you want to do that? Like, because I don't want to be your puppet. I want to do stuff my own way, you know? Because eventually they would cut you off anytime. They don't give a shit. All they care about is money. They don't care about the creators. And if they say, like in the promotion videos, we care about the creators behind every creation we put on our platform, they're fucking liars. Excuse my language, but they are. All they are caring about is profit. Which is also kind of like normal because they are a business, right? Their goal is to make money. So you kind of like can't take it like in a bad way from them. And everyone has the choice of doing your own thing or kind of like working with them together, right? And yeah, I feel like I ranted there a bit, but that's just the answer to your question, Faruk. But for example, there are other things which I really like. So for example, I love that YouTube started with this channel membership, right? That basically that people could become channel members. And this is actually actively supporting video production. And when I ever make a video and I give extra content to the video and I put it out, like everyone has something from it, and I directly have like positive feedback and I get support by the community, which is awesome. So I like, for example, YouTube is really doing their best to step up the game. Of course they have to, but yeah, that's actually a good thing. Do you think it's better to build an audience before making a course? Yes, absolutely. The thing is, your course can be so good and so believable, valuable, but if no one going to know that it is there, no one will know it's there, you know? And having an audience in the beginning is always extremely helpful, because you at least still, like, even if just a small percentage of the people will join the course, first of all, you get feedback, so you know what to do better. But it's also rewarding for you because you spend time on doing that, right? You spend time on making a course, for example. So I think, especially if you want to do and make money as an artist in 2025 or 2026 or in the future, you will need an audience more than ever, because you also see with this whole kind of like the whole AI debate and people kind of like leaving companies and leaving the gaming industry and kind of like leaving certain areas, the whole landscape shifts a bit. And even if you would work for someone somewhere, having a little bit of an audience and having your own kind of like display, if it's just a website or an Instagram, whatever, and having an audience for the stuff you do is always good, always beneficial, right? So yeah, absolutely. And you should start with it when you feel comfortable, right? And if you never feel comfortable, then just start with it anyways, because you have to start with it, you know? Flip a coin if you think about starting tomorrow but you can't decide. Because what I also learned is there will always be someone who will be interested in the things you do. And at the end, you don't need to care about people who are not interested in the things you do. You should be caring about the people who are. And there will always be someone, always, right? It's kind of like if you would take a thing on what other people think about you, right? Actually, you should not. You should not give a shit at all. It's really why I'm cursing so much. I'm too much on TikTok these days. Cursing too much. Oh, you do? You do? Hey, and even if you start something tomorrow, you know, like if I decide to follow that, right? I'm the first person in your audience, right? I'm part of the audience. So even if like friends and family are part of the audience, you know, so it's you should not, you know, like an audience is not there to necessarily be entertained. The audience is there to support and encourage you mentally, you know? And I'm talking about people who really like the things you do. They're like, oh, I love the stuff you do. They are supporting you. They are there for you. Actually, not vice versa, you know? Because it's important that you should still create even if you would not have an audience, right? If you would stop creating because you don't have an audience, then creating is probably not your purpose in the first place. But yeah, it's super easy these days. Like, you can do whatever. You can start Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. Just start talking with people. No, just start to document, right? It's not about showcasing beautiful art. It's just actually about being there. Like, showing up is much more important than everything else. See, but that's the most important cheerleader you have, right? But that's also, I would say, I would not call that person your audience, right? Right, because this person is very close to you. Right, I think I kind of like warmed up a bit enough. I feel like pixel pushing. Maybe let's do some serious work now. Oh, I need to clean this guy up. Oh. Shit. What else can we do? We could work on her. Let's work on him. Let's clean him up and stuff. I need to do it anyways. Probably the question is, who do you want to reach with your course or content creation? I guess Janusz is mainly going for people who want to become artists and getting a job in the industry. That's the reason I found him. But I'm not actively trying for it, I'm just trying to chill. Appreciate you saying that, Faruk. I'm here because Janosch has big lats and triceps. Oh, Boris, man. Are you guys? And I'm here because of you folks, you know? Even though I didn't want to draw, I didn't want to paint, I could have played games, but I wanted to have interaction because I knew this interaction would cheer me up. Yeah, and the community building is happening really natural. I think for me the big change was when I did the brainstorm vlogs. Because we started to build the Discord, and then people would also start to interact, and we would stream much more actually. So that was definitely the breaking point of realizing, okay, there is actually some sort of community there. But yeah, Farouk is right, definitely about the audience. But I also would say that when I started just creating and sharing, I didn't have any audience in mind, and I think this is also a good way to go, where you basically just kind of like your own audience is kind of like building naturally, you know. So yeah. Boris is the kind of person that pours gas on the fire. Yes, Yes, but when you meet him, he's very shy actually. When you ask him something, he's like, okay, cool, okay. You know, but when he sits behind his keyboard at home, like, guys, let's take the world apart. Let's break some faces. Let's do some splits. But he's a very kind person. But if you owe him a kebab, he's very annoying. Hey, random tourist. Good morning. How are you? You're still waiting. Yeah, Boris. I mean, you're so far away. Like, what do you want me to do? Send you the kebab via postcard? Oh shit! What's this music? Okay, let's change a bit the music here. Maybe they also have some good other ones. How about some funk? Hi, Red. How are you? Welcome to stream. Just come over. Why don't you come over? Come here, I'll buy you a big kebab. Thank you, random tourist. What is this stream about? Well, this stream is actually does not have like a serious topic, to be honest. I'm kind of like trying to motivate myself to do a little bit of work today, even though I don't feel like it. So it's mostly me ranting and complaining. If you're down to that, stay here. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's basically just doing a little bit of work on some personal stuff. Yeah, emotional support for me. But it's maybe also a good sign to show that like everyone has these days where they don't want to do stuff, right? Hey Red, how are you doing? So I think I need to clean this up a bit here. I also want to say that like since we did the first summer class this summer, I underestimate like how much energy it also costs to like kind of like prep everything and like making the work and whatever. So probably also a bit resulting in that. Yes, keeping company. Sounds like you need a 5-day trip in all-inclusive motel in Antalya. No, thank you. No, I actually need a trip to the Netherlands and riding bike with my girlfriend at the coastline or something like this. Because usually around this time we would do that. And I really enjoy doing this, riding the bike in the Netherlands. Is that what you usually do, Farouk? Shit, I forgot that you were also there. Yeah, so forget what I said about the Netherlands. Just kidding. Sure, I'll buy you kebab. Do you suggest what to have in portfolio as intern entry role, concept artist? You have no idea? Well, technically, as an intern, you have, or you need to have the same thing as you would. Hey Kofi, thank you for the subscription. You would have to have the same stuff you would have as a junior in there, and especially you would actually need the quality of junior in an intern, because they actually, like, they want to see enough potential that they can basically make you a full hire. That should be always kind of like what you try to shoot for. Especially also people getting so good. When I kind of like see what my mentees are producing these days and compare it just to what we produced back in the day. I don't know, what are you peeps doing, kind of like plants? A couple, you know, that's true actually. A couple days without doing shit in the sun sounds good. Welcome back, Red. Did you work on your comic or do you read a comic? I work and not drawing and painting. It looks like Alex Ross or comic painters. Nice. Oh. What do you weigh, Farouk? What is your goal? Because usually, like, back in the day, I did cuts when I was very hungry, but I also learned that you don't need to. That like hunger technically does need to be there when you do a cut. I mean, it really depends. But if you tell me like you're 110 kilograms and you kind of like look like a bodybuilder, then never mind. I meant Farouk, sorry. But you can share yours as well. Are you also on a cut? Currently sitting at 80 kilograms, lost around 6 in the last 2.5 months. Oh, that's pretty good. Any specific reason why you cut? Just for the looks, or? Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, the like, especially that you need to feel comfortable is important, right? Kind of like need to feel good. It's the most important thing. But that's nice, Red. Like, jogging, especially when you sit all day, is extremely good. Really like to do that as well myself. But I usually do it at the end of my workout. I kind of like train for 1.5 hours weights, and then I run 5 and 25, so 5 kilometers in 25 minutes as my cool down, and then yeah, I got enough movement for the day. I kind of like lost actually a bit too much of weight, so I'm down to 95 kilograms already. So my usual weight is actually 100 kilograms, but through the whole like running after the weight session every time, and also completely cutting out supplements. I don't take any supplements anymore, so no protein shakes or whatever. that made a big change, and also basically calorie deficit, right? So, and the good thing is I don't eat like back in the day, so not kind of like seven times a day anymore. But I do miss a little bit like super heavy workouts, even though I know my body can't take it anymore. I'm busy with comics and training and so much more time. I guess 5 kilo difference will have an effect on my pace as well. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it has an effect on whatever you do, right? Like pull downs or any body weight movement has a big effect. But also in general, like how fast, like the less fat you have, the less cortisol you produce also. So if you lose body fat, you will also slightly gain less over time again. Hey Andro, hey art student, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the suggestion. Are you working with any studios or just doing mentorships? I am basically doing mostly teaching at the moment, so not working with studios. I do help out here and there for things I cannot talk about. Yeah, so I do a little bit of freelance stuff here and there, mostly, but yeah, nothing I can speak about. How your boss? Hope you're doing well. I'm good. How are you? Would you recommend finish the Drawbox course to get some basics to get into art mentorship program? I think whatever program, whatever art mentorship program you want to join, it depends on the program, I guess. So, like, I'm not too familiar with the landscape of the others. Like, what are they doing? I know that some do kind of like these 8 weeks, where they have like these 8 weeks program, but I still don't know what they do inside, right? So I guess if the Drawbox gives you some good core fundamentals and some good foundation, and if you think you need it, then it's good anyways, right? But again, like it really depends on if your goal is to do any mentorship somewhere. I think that really depends on the program. Like what we doing, we kind of like do basic stuff right from the get-go. So even if you would be like call yourself an intermediate, we would test your skill level and then would do some basic stuff just to see. Because I never had someone coming in and would be like top-notch in all areas. Like it was super rare. So yeah. I hope that kind of like answers your question. If not, then feel free to ask more. I'm jealous you lose weight so easily. Yeah, but because we're also men, so we have testosterone, you know, so it's easier for us, at least a bit. Thank you so much, Andro, and welcome. Where are you staying at? Where are you located? I have to watch my shoulder when lifting. Lots of stretching pre and post. Oh yeah, I started to use these rubber bands to kind of like do outer rotation with the shoulder before doing any type of like bench press or like heavy shoulder movement, because I had an issue with my shoulder a long time, and I thought it would be from my injury I had from football, but it wasn't. It was actually my tissues being so shortened and pulled forward that I got so tense that I got the pain in here. So since I do kind of like these where you put the shoulders next to the body and you do like the outside rotation, or you do kind of like any type of like shoulder prep, I do that and my shoulder got so much stronger and the bands in my shoulder got so much stronger that I actually have no shoulder problems anymore at all. I 100% recommend that. Any tips on gaining weight? Eating more. It's all about calorie deficit and like the amount of calories you burn. So if you feel like, okay, you can't eat more, maybe you can kind of like take a little bit of volume out of your training, but still make it intense, you know? Like if I would have to start again from where I started. So when I started with lifting, I was 78 kilograms, so I was very skinny and frail. And I would just train a lot of volume and eat whatever I could. That's something I would not do anymore. I would still try to do like eating very high on protein and stuff, but I would actually train less volume. Less volume, still intense, giving enough rest time, like also not training like 5 days a week, probably only training like 3 to 4. And yeah. And then like at some point you have to watch out for basically like how much calories you take in and if it's like any good. I know there's this debate of like the body doesn't know like what type of calorie you give him, but your stomach system knows. And if you're 20 and you can eat whatever, you could basically eat tuna pizza every day and you're fine. Okay, wait until you're 30. Because then you can't anymore. Oh, you live in Burma. Nice. I love rice. Rice and chicken and kebabs. Oh, Boris, don't eat kebabs. The meat in Berlin, like it smells so bad these days. Every time I walk by, I'm kind of like imagining if you would work there and have to smell it every day. I think I would throw up. You're welcome, Mod Student. If you have more questions, just ask. Yes, this is how the curve goes, Red, for the stream always. It starts with emotions, art, but it's mostly about eating and bulking and lifestyle. I just called my hubby weak. He's 193 and 75 kilograms. I can't gain to save his life. I mean, yeah, as long as someone can carry someone else, then that's fine, I guess. Do you follow a monthly schedule or quarterly schedule to get all your task goals done? Kinda, yes. So it's funny, I get this question recently very often. So yeah, first of all, I plan my upcoming week every Sunday. So every Sunday, yeah, Sunday morning, Sunday evening, basically on Sunday or Monday morning sometimes, I completely plan my whole week. So usually from the week before or weeks before, something would be blocked anyways because of mentorship calls or career talks, YouTube productions, video corporations, whatever I'm doing, it's kind of like blocked in the calendar. So I see where I have my spots, and I also have a system in the calendars where I give myself basically art time. So I have at least like 1 to 2 hours of free art time per day, so I can do a little bit of art for myself. And I also keep myself a little bit of time for everything that is kind of like office work. I have to do my taxes every month, so to speak. So I always have to carve out time. So this comes together with my monthly goals, but I would kind of like go for like almost like 3 months, you know, not like 4 months. The thing is also like I'm very torn sometimes with the things I want to do, because I get easily inspired by things and new things to do, you know. So I have to forge the iron when it's hot, so to speak. So I have to do it right away, because I know like later I don't would like to work on it anymore. So yeah, I'm kind of like scheduling my way that way. And when I have big goals, I really determine like how big is the priority on that goal. And is it an easy and quick win? You know, this matrix where you have like 4 sections where you have like quick wins, then things which take more time and effort, and then things which are less important on the lower bracket. So I'm kind of like doing and using that. So yeah. So whenever I have like a goal for like building a course or whatever, I'm figuring out, okay, how much time do I have? How much time do I want to spend? When do I want to reach it? Is it realistically? And yeah. So that's how I approach it. And working with Google Calendars is the shit. Like that changed a lot for me, because like you have to figure out what works for you and managing yourself. And Google Calendars is always great, because I can take my phone and I'm like just looking, okay, I'm going in for tomorrow. And then, for example, I have personal time blocked from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's just personal time, so where I just do art stuff for myself. No one's going to see. Then I have a pause. I actually have pause scheduled in my plan. Then I have a mentorship call at 3, mentorship call at 6, mentorship call at 8, and I have one career talk as well tomorrow. So I'm pretty busy tomorrow. And then I probably won't do anything else. But I still have weekly goals. So other things I'm working on right now, YouTube video I want to get done. So I'm kind of like figuring out when I do that. So I hope that kind of like answers your question. Do you you earned the sub? Did you just sub? I didn't saw it. Thank you, Red, if you are. Did you become a YouTube member? Then I have to change it on the goals. Janosch plans his week between the golfing sessions. Yes, that's true. I'm trying to build upper body. Do we have any tips? Well, I mean, that's a pretty broad question. Like, upper body is like, you have a lot of possibilities. Really determines like what you want to do. Like, for example, if you wanted to build a stronger back, if you feel like you kind of like need overall strength, if you want to create a better silhouette, like standing, you know, if you want to cut into arms and shoulders, I guess like an overall upper body training, and basically training it twice a week, is already doing a lot. Do you have any tips on coloring? I mean, can you specify maybe the question a bit, because like there's a lot of things when it comes to coloring. I think the most simple tip I would say, like, keep it simple. Start with 3 main colors. Get some good inspiration for palettes and work with the contrast of warm and cool. Forge the iron with the heat. Yes, forge it. Pull-ups. Oh yeah, pull-ups are really good. But I think for a woman, it's a bit trickier to kind of like just do pull-ups. But there are these like supporting machines or lat pull-downs. It's definitely good. You pulled on 50 kilograms. Strong. That's pretty strong. Okay, now a little question in the chat. What are you pulling down on the lat pull down? And if you don't do lat pull down, you do pull-ups, say how much pull-ups you do. And how much you weigh, so we can calculate. I never played Warhammer actually. I know there's a huge community out there. I think there was a strategy game once. I think it was kind of like in the same universe, but I don't remember. I kind of like this kind of like dark fantasy. Really love dark fantasy. It's also just exercising a little bit the designer brain again. To not lose my skills. And also, like, I need to stay up for my students. Because how can I teach it if I can't do it? What if your art is very cute to see, but you're into violence in real life? I guess that sounds like a well-balanced person to me. You do your best to hide your sanity. Or insanity in that case, I guess. But also, like, if you say, I know how you mean it, but also if you would say you're into violence, like, that you can kind of like position this phrase into many different areas, right? Like, if you like doing MMA as a sport because you like contact sport, you're not into violence necessarily, right? There's so much room for that interpretation. Cute muscular knight? Yeah, probably. Why not? Knights can also be cute. Hey Brainer! It can be taught to manage projects when you are a beginner still learning fundamentals. What's your advice to finishing these projects? I would say try not to build the projects too big, right? Really small goals is very helpful to reach these goals, and then cut it into manageable stages and tasks. So kind of like, imagine like this. Let's say you have this goal of making a whole entertainment project, right? That you have in mind. Map it all out. Choose one thing, only one thing, and try to bring it to an end. So this could be one prop, could be one vehicle, one creature, one character, whatever it is. But try to make only one. And try to push it to the maximum quality that you can bring to the table, but also that you want to achieve for that. And then see, after you finish it, let's say you finish it, see how much energy did it cost you, make a resume of that, and think about what can you handle, and how much more can you handle, and how much more enthusiasm can you stay on to finish it. Otherwise, what I like to do, I have a folder, which is my project folder. So every project I make, I give it a proper folder, and every thing that I would say that's a considerable possibility for a project. And even if I stop working on it, I sometimes come back because I always go back into that folder and I can like see what I can work on. And yeah, that's how I got a lot of work done actually, by making kind of like this one folder for me. I mean, like very dark themes, but in a cute aesthetic. Well, I think everything is possible, and contrast is always very interesting. So it sounds like a lot of contrast. Let me quickly get a coffee. Be right back in a second. Yo. I didn't know you wanted a coffee. I'll make you one. What do you want? I can make you double espresso with milk. Sleepy? Not really. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I slept not so good, and I think it's just this weather with combination of it not sleeping so well, and also the cat. Like I'm at my parents' place at the moment, and I babysit the sick cat, and the cat comes at 5 AM every morning and wants her medicine, and then I try to sleep again. So that's why. When are we going to see the cat? Hey yo, cat! Cat! She's coming. Come here. Oh, she just had food. Come here. Come here. Yeah, and she needs a lot of love, so she's very into cuddling. Come here. Come. Now come here. I don't know if you can hear her meowing. Come here. Yeah, yeah. Let me introduce you. The cat. Hello. Usually I don't want her to be here, because her hair is going to be everywhere. Willst du runter? Okay. Come here. No, the cat doesn't have a name. I just call it cat. But if I start to cuddle her, she will stay here and I can't draw anymore. Hmm? You smell my coffee? But she is really cute. Faro getting frisky with it. She doesn't really know what to do. She wants more love, I guess. You want more love? Go get some. Oh yeah, spread your hair everywhere. Thank you. You need help? I'll give you a hand, come on. Up, up. Yeah, I mean, best name ever. Simple to remember. Boah. That's the only thing I don't like, is the cat hair everywhere. Why? Why would you put this cat so much under stress? Maybe she likes her name, you know? Have you ever thought about that? Do you want to traumatize cat? Katze. Guten Tag, you mean? Or guten Tag? With G, red. Guten Tag. Kitty cat. Sounds like a curse word in Italian. What? Guten Tag? Or Katze? Ketchup? This is so this stuff became so random now I can't follow the conversation anymore. Yeah, that's the IP base basically from it. So it's the first game, my first video game ever, and I'm basically kind of like doing designs on it. It's the first game my parents ever bought me, and it has a very big nostalgic effect for me, so that's why I decided to work on it. And yeah, that's why these are there, because they are original images from the game. Cazzo. What cazzo means? Is it a cursing or what? Where's my scroll bar for my brushes? Ah, here. Silver, it is called. Like the material. I can highly recommend to play it. It's still fun. I still remember, I think it was 36 D-Mark when it came out. And I showed it to my parents because my brother, who is 7 years older, he he was actually a super nerd, so he introduced me to everything. He built my first PC. He showed me how to install Windows, like how to build a network connection and whatnot. So he taught me everything, and he was kind of like collecting these PC magazines, and there would be kind of like games which they would recommend and test. And there was this game in, and I saw it and I completely fell in love with it. And there was a demo. It was basically come with a CD, and I would kind of like play the demo over and over. And it was a super short demo, like just the intro. And I was so hyped about it. And then I completely forgot about it. And on Christmas, I opened up this package and I have no clue what's in there. And there's actually this game in. And I was so happy. And I remember we also got computers. So my father, he had like in his company had some leftover PCs, and he would bring them, and my brother would make them ready that we can use them. So yeah, so I remember me falling into sleep, and I would share a room with my brother, and then waking up in the middle of the night when he was about to install basically the game, because he first had to make Windows on it and stuff. Yeah, so a lot of nostalgic, emotional feeling about this game. So that's why I decided, I had this in mind for a long time to do some stuff on it. And it's like what I mentioned earlier, like it's in my project folder. So yeah, decided to do some work on it. Yeah, I think it was pretty common, right? Especially when you come from a big family. Do you come from a big family? How many siblings do you have, Red? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, as long like family's to family, right? Nine brothers, Jesus Christ! But I think the my brother-in-law, so the husband of my sister, I think he also got like 7 or 9 brothers. I can't remember properly. Like a huge number. Cloning, creating an army. Clone Wars incoming or what? Yeah, I mean, my sister has like 4 kids already, so she was very productive, let's say like this. She's from Brazil. Brazil! Red, are you from Germany as well? I know you said you're from Burma, right? I forgot, sorry. I gotcha. Pretty hot in there, I guess. The swamplands of Florida. Oh, in Florida it's probably super humid. Go Gators! Let's go! So what I'm doing here is actually being super lazy. Not even drawing properly, I'm just using the multiply layer. Kind of like carving shadow shapes into over the forms, over the flats, which is actually not a smart thing to do because you have to adjust it eventually. But kind of like helps you to see if the idea or direction you want to go to is okay. But again, it's super messy and shit, so it's not. I wouldn't recommend it for any situation where you have where you're under time pressure. Would not really use it in production. Also, I don't like this back leg pose. But anyway. Hey Earth, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Do you watch House of Dragons show? No, I do not. I actually took the time to watch the Star Wars shows. So first I watched Acolyte, and then I watched Ahsoka. And I was surprised because Ahsoka, I know Ahsoka came before Acolyte probably. In production value, Ahsoka must have been much higher because it was so much better compositionally, storytelling. Also, like, I really understood the big complaint people had about this whole kind of like argue about, yeah, being woke and trying to press it into storytelling of Star Wars. So you could definitely feel that in Acolyte, even though I still felt like Acolyte was still entertaining. So I still liked it. You know what I watched yesterday? I watched the Slam Dunk movie on Amazon. I bought it. I just found it. Just found it out of randomness, going through Amazon, and there was the Slam Dunk movie, which I did not know it existed, and I watched it. It's I think 2 hours or something, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. By the way, I have a question. Was there a anime, like a TV show of Slam Dunk? Because I know there's the manga, but was there like an animation series? Because I thought like all the other basketball anime series would be kind of like a spin-off of Slam Dunk somehow. Yeah, Slam Dunk the movie. It's really from the original manga. And the movie was really good. It had such a good, deep storytelling. Oh, damn, there's a TV show, and I have to watch a TV show. Yeah, I can't take it either. Like, I also can't take it seriously because I feel like these days, like, what I really don't like about socials anymore is like everyone's complaining about something. Jesus, like if I kind of like want to hear people complaining, I just go on the streets. I live in Berlin, you know, like I don't need to like spend my time on my phone as well. But when I open like TikTok, it's so toxic and so like, oh, this guy did that, this girl said this, and like, oh, I can't hear it anymore. Like, there's nothing that kind of like makes me want to like, oh, that's nice content, you know. But there's there's sometimes is good informative stuff going on, but most cases it's not. It's just a lot of BS. Yeah, I know. Takahiko Inoue. I always have problems with his name. Inoue Takahiko. Takahiko. Takahiko Inoue. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've watched it. I definitely understand now the whole hype about the anime. 100%. Did not the anime, the manga. Sorry. Jeez. Did I watch Akira? Yes. Blue Eye Samurai was also very good. Also very well produced. Tell us about golf, man. Seem to be good at it. No, I'm not. Oh no, I'm not. I wish, and I do appreciate you saying it, but I mean, I guess also there's definitely some sort of like range of saying what is good, what is bad, right? I would say last season I was kind of like more like in golf, consistency matters a lot. So for example, what you try to do in golf is you try to be able to hit the ball the right amount of distance when you need to, which means that you really need to know what to do. But in order to do that, you also need a lot of consistency in your play. And last season, I had a lot of consistency in my play, so it was much better. But somehow this season, something happened, like when we came out of the off season and start to practice again, my swing was completely off, and I don't know what happened. And I'm kind of like still fighting with it. So my balls have the tendency, that sounds very wrong, my shots had the tendency to fly right a lot of times, and I would also partially do not hit the ball properly. I do have sometimes the moment where I hit it perfectly and it works, and I'm kind of like, oh nice, I'm back. But then next thing you know, you're not, and you kind of like still top the ball or don't hit it properly. But golf makes a lot of fun, I can tell you, especially when you're competitive. Shut up, folks. I know it would catch you. I know you would catch that. I know you would catch that. Okay. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And if you want to get better in golf, you have to practice a lot. Like the best players in the world, they practice almost every day. Guess it's kind of like with everything that you want to be good, right? But especially when it comes to playing golf, you have to practice it every day. And last year I was also practicing it a bit more than this year because like business at the moment is more important for me. But yeah. I'm being sassy today. I'm actually not 100% sure what sassy means, to be honest. Sassy. Verdächtig. Aha. Okay. I'm always sassy. Oh, it's sure that Boris, you know, Boris is not saying anything for an hour, but until we jump on something like it, Boris is back. 100%. 100%. Oh man, that is the reason why I stream. Okay. Oh man. Oh man. Never mind. Can Janosch, what? Can Janosch, sorry, I can't read the word because of the button there. Can Janosch pretend an American accent? I don't know, probably not. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like, I don't get it. What do I have to do with the 3 words? Do I have to make it sound like a commercial or what? I don't want to insult any Americans, to be honest. So sad Steven Seagal died from video? What? Where is conversation going? I can't follow anymore. Say it. Video of my balls. Ha ha ha. Oh my goodness. Really, Red? Okay, and what if I say Kentucky Fried Chicken in American? Kentucky Fried Chicken. Or what? Welcome to Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know. I have no clue, man. I'm childish. Yeah, you're just having fun. That's fine. It was probably a bit too much. Just a bit. I mean, now you said it, I get it. I find it kind of like funny, but never mind. Oh, these cats' hair everywhere. Okay, what it is good for, to say it like it. You know, yesterday I was actually seeing a older stream of TB Choi. You all probably know TB Choi, I guess. I was like, kind of like, oh wow, why is she not streaming more? I really enjoy her, to watch her working. It's kind of like very inspirational, which was also surprising to me because I'm not so often inspired by things. But I was very like, I really liked this. Like the stream VODs and everything, and really took some time watching it. But I think she also said she's kind of like burned out in one of the videos. So I do understand if she's not want to stream or do anything. I think she's also working at Blizzard at the moment, so I also know the struggle of working in-house full-time and then trying to maintain this kind of like whole YouTube thing. Ain't easy. I have to go now, my people. Hey Siri, please tell me it's not. It was great to have you, Red. Have a good one. Thank you for joining, it was fun. Appreciate you being here. Hope to see you soon next time. Have a great day, Red. Bye bye. Oh, Paul, thanks for the sub. I did not see this. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, sure. What you going to make us for dinner? Enjoy making dinner. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining. Vitello and broccoli roast. Vitello tonato? Now let's clean this lady up. Bye bye everyone. I guess I'm actually kind of done with my assignment. Let it cool off till tomorrow and turn it in. Yeah, that's a good plan. I guess the biggest personal step up I had in my own process of delivering and learning and whatnot is to figure out how am I functioning as a person, and that I'm actually one of the people who need to work on stuff every day a little bit rather than trying to press everything in the last minute. It just makes stuff so much better. Yeah, I mean, I know that there are some people, for them, like doing it on the last circumstances works also very well. It really depends what type of person you are, right? But I know I don't like the stress of like pushing everything into a super small time chunk, even though that became my job somehow. Get the irony. Ah, the flow is on 40, that's why it's not working. No. I think the first time it ever works for me was also in college for the bachelor degree. But it also was the environment I was in. I was able to work on my bachelor project while working as an intern in a studio. So I was basically working together with the studio, with one of the studio managers together on it. So they gave me enough time, which was pretty cool because then I could really focus on it. But also whenever I came in to work, I had to work on it, so. Best solution for me. Did you have any problems drawing in front of people or camera when you started? I would lie if I would say I wasn't nervous in the beginning, but I mean, problem not really, no. I mean, also like, what is really the problem, right? When I started with streaming and doing videos, I was already a working professional for 2 years, I think, or 3 years. So I had like confidence, but of course it's different, especially, and it's still today, whenever I turn on the recording button, no one is here, I'm just with myself, but I record it, this kind of like pressure you put on you know, in that moment with like, oh, you're recording or whatever, you're not relaxed anymore, right? And there's this kind of like estimate and this pressure you unconsciously build up. So I never got really rid of it. That's why I think the off recording things I do, they're always better, always, when no one is watching. Because you're the most relaxed also makes most sense, right? I think the function in Procreate with the iPad is pretty cool because you basically you have this automatic recording function, but you basically completely can forget about it, right? So that is pretty nice to have. Why are you asking? Considering to do that as well? Or just curiosity? I mean, eventually you get better with it, and then yeah. Kind of like get this like, ah, whatever attitude. You don't worry so much anymore, you know. Well, I have to speak at work in front of people as well, is mostly not a problem. But as soon as I know I'm being recorded, the mood changes. Yeah. That's just the Vorführ effect, so to speak. It's normal because you are not relaxed anymore. You get tense and whatever, so. Hey Cody, how are you? Sup? First time catching the stream. Oh, nice. Yeah, we don't have a real schedule anymore, so I apologize for it. But happy that you made it. Happy that you made it on time. But we're also already streaming for 3 hours. How are you doing? How is your day so far? No worries. Technically, you can re-watch the whole stream on the channel when it's over. Basically, everything you missed, all the good conversations we had. What did we had so far? Art tips, life tips, frustrations, jokes about balls, how to gain weight, how to bulk up, how to diet. We had a lot of topics today already. Like, people were very communicative. What are you up to, Cody? Yeah, never too late to ask a random question. That's true. Absolutely right, Fauk. Oh, nice. But I can't seem to get it right. It's nearly done. Something's off about it. Oh. Are you on the Discord? Do you want me to take a look? Yeah, just join the Discord. I can quickly take a look and give you feedback right here on stream. No worries, Cody. I'm already, with my head, I'm already in my leg workout later. While cleaning up this stuff here and changing and adjusting, so. And since no one is talking, I have capacities. Farouk, would you be so kind to post a link? Otherwise I can also do it. Just give me a sec. Could get this in here. Okay, wait. Where do I get a link? Invite people. Copy. Wait, I got you. There you go. Just post it in the critique folder, Faruk, Cody. I have to give you a role. I forgot. Art friend. Ach, you have to generate the link directly from Discord. Yes, I did that. I did that just quickly. I know sometimes like there is usually you can make a link which basically doesn't run off, but sometimes somehow it still doesn't work, so I just do it fresh. Just do it fresh. Cody, have you posted it? In the critique channel. That's probably still uploading. Jo, da habe ich mal einen frischen Link generiert, wa? Still not in there. Have you pressed enter, Cody? Ah, there you go. Something is coming. Oh wow. Oh, it's pretty big in file size. I got you. Okay, let me open up your painting. Choo. I mean, that looks nice. Do you guys hear the sound? Okay, let me see, let me take a look. Okay, thank you. It's not done and there's composition issues, I think. Something does. Okay. How much more do you want to work on it? Because I could kind of like give you the feedback where you would not change too much of it, but I can also give you a feedback where you could change a lot of it. Sorry. Until it's right. So no matter what, yeah? Okay. Okay. So what I like is kind of like the face, like this area I like. And I guess your focal area is kind of like here, I guess. I'm kind of like wondering where is kind of like the third focus area on it. So that's the thing. Let's flip it. Oh, it actually reads a bit better left to right, I need to say. Also, I feel like this stuff here is a bit too cramped in it. So maybe getting this down to here and leaving a better negative space could be nice. Then lifting her up a little bit more, but not touching anything. And then I would kind of like focus on showing her a little bit more from below. Because right now you have a lot of perspective issues in here. And the problem is you have chosen to kind of like show this very frontal. And the problem is every time you do something frontal, you have like this one plane effect where you choose to not showcase like 3 sides of the box and rather go for one. But the problem is you kind of like destroy the illusion of depth, you know? So whenever you do that, that becomes an issue. So, but let's stay like this. So here I would kind of like try to show her a little bit more from below, so her face is a bit more upwards tilted, so to speak. Then more roundness to things like the eyes. Right, more form, because everything kind of like got a bit flat here. Also here the mouth needs to be in there. Then this whole thing here, like the bands and everything, creates a lot of noise. So it's good if you create noise, but it's also kind of like competing with the hair. So you have to choose, or I would say like choose one thing and make it kind of like look for the general masses of it, right? So maybe having some bands and not going too crazy with both of them. Then especially neck, like showing her more from below first of all. Then neck looks a little bit long. So you have also some anatomy issues in here. Shoulder is a bit too far out. Then here comes the perspective. So always go for tubes. Forearm is too short. Hand should be at least the same length as forehead to chin. Watch out for tangents. Make sure you have a nice hand pose in it. Then if she's tilted, this also should be kind of like tilted with her. And everything you add, especially in illustration, has to have a good form and a good shape. Right? So whatever you create, it should be like you choose, like you would cut out the face, let's say, and would hang it in a museum. Like you would render the shit out of that face, and you would make it like even the lips and everything would be beautiful. That should be the goal you try to shoot for when you make an illustration, right? Every shape, everything you paint, everything you draw in here has a form and a shape, and it needs to be beautified, right? Or at least it has to be at the level you want it. Okay, so let's continue. This needs to hang here. Then let's look for the torso anatomy. So here again now, like a little bit from below more. And her torso is actually much longer, her rib cage. And then she get a better... Oh good, yeah, just listening. It's all fine, bro, all fine. Okay, then here, usually when you make anatomy, I can always recommend adding a twist, so kind of like change a direction, because that, especially for female, that gives kind of like a natural read. So here you kind of like see I'm trying to push for the S-curve, right? Makes it much more organic and real looking. Now her arm, like we want to like find, even if the arm goes away, especially, we need to find a good solution for where we place it. If the eagle comes also in here, so right, very, very crucial where to put it. Then, so let's focus first on her. Like, she's the most important one. She's your focal area, Cody, okay? So that's why you need to nail her first with everything. So now I made her a bit slimmer. We can also need to adjust a little bit the cape. No, this shape here for the cape is not good. It needs to be better. The design is fine, I would say. It could be a bit more sophisticated. You could spend a bit more time on thinking about what could be a design. Especially these days with AI and stuff, like it's so easy to make get out like easy rendered images and stuff, and people fake a lot of shit. So you can definitely make a good career for you if you work on your design skills in general. But yeah, that shouldn't be the topic here. So again, here, this is important. Try to communicate forms correctly. Make sure that everything here looks solid is very crucial, so we can still fake the illusion of things. Now here, let's make this now. This is nice. We want to break the silhouette. Change a little bit the size of forms because we don't want everything the same size. It's kind of like boring. I kind of like Cody gets kind of like the free portfolio review here today. Like make a big shape. Then this is again a lot of noise here. We don't want that. So it's too much. That's just too much, Cody. So whatever needs to be there, and if she's the mother of birds, okay, try to reduce it. Like it's a bit too wild, also not so easy to read. Or try to make more that really this is part of her head rather than just sticking the nest on top of the head, because that's the easy solution. So here also, if you have like gloves, gravitation, make sure to be consistent. Then like this type of stuff, good negative shapes, but make sure everything needs to point to the focal area, which is her, right? So maybe choose some sort of landscape structure that kind of like supports leading to her. So kind of like something that is going towards her. Maybe here's like a curved, like these stairs which you have here, they kind of like go in here and they continue and they have a nice flow going through the image all the way back here, you know, like that our eye really gets kind of like guided through, right? Very important. Then if the second focal point, first of all, you fix this. This is the most important one. You work only on this one here, right? Until she's top notch. She should be the stamp of quality for it. And everything else should be below, or should be at least reach that quality with control, right? So you focus on making her really, really nice. Cleaning up the shapes, make sure to reduce certain elements here. Fixing the design maybe a little bit. Okay, and then do the second one, which is the ego. So the ego also here loses a little bit of form. Again, you have this one-dimensional effect again, right, on the ego. So think about the ego, about the box again, right? We don't want him here, we want to rotate him more. So we have 1, 2, 3 planes. Makes it much better to read. And you kind of like did it here, right? It's just a combination of turning it not enough and shapes and anatomy at the same time. For creatures, I can highly recommend to look at what Jesper Eising is doing, because he's also doing Magic the Gathering. He has a really cool way on simplifying and making cool, good-looking shapes for his creatures. So maybe you can kind of like learn a little bit by looking in and looking at the stuff he's doing. Watch out for tangents. You have a lot of tangents, and by tangents I mean things touching each other or almost touching each other. Creates a lot of noise, right? So that is actually it's problematic, because every time we have a tangent, it stops the eye from going through the image. I feel like also the anatomy of the ego is not 100%. So this here becomes then problem solving, right? Like where do we place the wings that they are nicely placed and believable without creating any ugly shapes and tangents. So references are your best friends when it comes to this. You 100% find a good references for this. I have not really in mind how the ego anatomy is 100%. Kind of like freestyling it here, but I think like I would place the gesture of the ego a bit more like this. So you have a better negative space here, very important. Don't underestimate negative space. If it's important what the ego has in its mouth, then make it also bigger, or make it at least a bit more, like, if it's just a little storytelling thing, okay, it's also fine. That's really up to your decision. Now let's come to the background. I like this here, good choice, good stuff, Cody. This is pointing inwards, right? But we don't want to do the same, right? We kind of like, there's a lot of possibilities. So you could start with this for this vegetation, but you can kind of like elaborate it more. You can add another plant, because usually they're not always one plant. You could think about like adding more of them, right? Kind of like giving a little bit of this also in terms of color, right? That we have like something that moves backwards. And here we have the stairs. Dum, 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 dum. And here, if you use something like this for like a mountain, use it in a graphical way. So kind of like thinking about, okay, what helps me again to bring the eye back in, right? Without having any tangents and nice negative space created, right? So this is something you have to make very delicate and try. Because you use it as a framing element, so to speak. The tree is a bit unfortunate. So here I would kind of like go for something like this, where we create a nice flow. Maybe the tree's kind of like here. And then it's not too big, you know? It's kind of like a really crazy nice shape here for the tree. Then we have the waterfalls in the back, that's fine. And then the building here. Okay, that is just for the structure, Cody. Okay, now let's talk a bit about your painting. So it is, first of all, it's very saturated. I don't know if like I don't have like the kind of like color palette in mind, and I like when it's vivid, but it feels like a bit too saturated. So kind of like dim it down a few, maybe about 4 or 5%. And then light is not consistent. Like you have a lot of like light areas, you have form shadows missing. So if I would just go in here with a multiply layer, yeah, sorry Cody if it's too much. Cody probably doesn't know what he signed up for. But yeah, especially when it comes to the light, like go for something simple that focus on the focal area, right? If that's your focal area, you want to frame that with shadows, right? So let's say you go for something like this. You need to get better with your form shadows and also the communication of material, because I can see that you not 100% know what you do. Also, she is casting shadow on herself, right? And again, what you want to do, you want to create the most contrast here. So always checking contrast with black and white. The arm looks flat because you missed the form shadow. So an arm is nothing else than a cylinder in light. So when the form is changing, the shadows are also changing. So here, look at the ego. Ego is completely flat here. There should be some sort of like cast shadow that brings out the form. Same here. This is kind of like a round shape. He blocks also a cast shadow on himself, even though there's bounce light from the ground. And here the arm. So just turning this on and off, you see how I kind of like focus a little bit more with the contrast to her face now. Just by adding the shadows which are necessary, actually, right? Then here for this craziness on top. Even more cast shadow. And then we also need to make a better separation for these background elements, which are also kind of like foreground, right? So just kind of like need to match. So I'm just broadly doing it. That the viewer, because it's your job to make the viewer understanding where these elements are. Are they far away? Are they close? Here also material rendering needs to be on top. Like all your materials, they look in value range very close to each other, which means you forget a lot of lights as well. The tree also deserves form shadows, Cody. Because leaves and whatnot also create forms. Stuff here, like in the back, there's always the possibility of doing the trick. First of all, your sky is very blue, very saturated. I would go a bit away from this amount of saturation. Kind of like at least adding a proper gradient. Because then we can kind of like create also more contrast towards her face. And then we can push things in the back further away with atmosphere. So kind of like brighten things up. So again, we create more contrast and bring it even further forwards. You see what I'm doing? I'm kind of like closely pushing further and further her forward, because she is the focal area. And if you have waterfalls in the back, you have a lot of atmosphere through water particles, which means you can fake a lot, right? Now, what's about materials? Let's do the quick trick. We just take a brush and put it on color dodge. I not recommend that all the time because it's very dangerous. But for stuff like metal, it works perfect. Because we have a lot of reflection on the metal. And also metal is not gray, it also reflects the light around her, which means we need a little bit of blue in here. Then cloth is actually not so reflective. It absorbs most of its light, which means the value transitions can't be that strong in it. I mean, Cody, I could go on forever and forever and forever with this here. I think you kind of like get the point, right? Overall, I think this piece has a lot of potential and you should finish it. I can drop you this PSD on the Discord server because I have such a good day and I really appreciate you being here. And I hope this feedback was valuable for you and I hope you can finish the piece. And when you finish the piece, let me know because it makes me happy that this was worth spending time on it. Okay. By the way, also watch a little bit out for the skin tone because it's very orangey. So I would desaturate a little bit the skin. But overall, look at this right now. Like, let's do the change. Without changing the structure, by the way. You see the difference? Let me do it in black and white. Do you see how we lead the focus now on her through adding the contrast? And also we simplify a lot, right? We don't need all this noise. We don't need all this cloudy stuff here, right? It distracts us from the necessary, from the important. This is important, right? This is your focal area. Now we added atmosphere, we added light, we added consistency, right? And I could go further. I could kind of like add more light now. I could do the trick and let me try. I could go in here and like get a little bit of orange, dark orange here. And I could kind of like add more sunlight. Like there's kind of like fake sunlight, and I could push the values more, which kind of like hits her face or whatever. Kind of like there's the warm sun above her or something. Like there's like many possibilities that we can do to push this even further, right? But what you want to do, you want to focus everything on the contrast area, okay? Where is basically where you want the viewer to look, right? It's kind of like the most problem I see when people do illustrations, and I see it very often in my mentorship, they overcomplicate things, right? First of all, you need to nail the structure. So really good drawing is the best thing you can do for your work. And when you got this right, you go into painting. Painting is actually the easy part. It's like math, really, because it's kind of like you add warm, this becomes cool. You add a light, there comes a shadow. It's very logical, right? So for me, painting is always the icing of the cake. It's the reward for spending time to make a really tight drawing, for example, or spending time on designing. But other than that, I think this piece can have a lot of potential. Just apply the things I told you in here, and yeah, you're good to go. Let me put this on top maybe. So yeah, we put the So this is basically the structural feedback. Structure. And this is here for painting. In German, I would say, das macht 8,50 Mark, Cody. Was kriegst du umsonst heute? Bei Cute Laune Hub. You probably didn't understand a word. But yeah. Good work, keep it up, Cody. Looks nice. Let me actually, where can I save this here? Desktop, downloads, Cody feedback. It meant like it usually costs €8.50, but today you get it for free. So it was a little in Berlin slang, so. But yeah, thank you for sharing with everyone. I think like people would kind of like appreciate also doing this on their own work. Okay, all right, everyone. We already streamed for 3.5 hours, and I think I will hit the gym now, training a bit of legs. So first of all, thank you all for joining. There are still design class spots open. I also have mentorship slots open, so please check out my website, janusz-art.zone, or link below, if that's interesting for you. Anyone who wants to, what's your mentorship? My basic mentorship is €350 per month, and the intensive is $699, so double, so to speak. Yeah, feel free. I have spots open, Cody. So if you want to join, just sign up on the website, choose a available date, and we are good to go. And we actually also have a program, right? So I test your skill level, and I test every area of what you can do, not only that, and we work on all areas in order to build the portfolio. So yeah. And the basic is around like 20 to 25 hours per week, and intensive is double amount of time per week, kind of. But we can also adjust. And there's also design class spots open, I forgot to say. And if any one of you want to support this YouTube channel, we have YouTube memberships. My goal is actually to get 10 people. So we still at 6, but we're working for it. Thank you. Thank you, Carpet. Appreciate you. Thank you, Faruk. Appreciate you. Oh, you guys so awesome. You're so awesome. If I would have the money, I would hire you all. Just become my my promo guys. Sure, no stress, Cody. Thanks everyone. I will hit the gym now. Thanks for joining. Thanks Faruk. Thanks Carpent. Thanks Boris. Thanks Arzik. Thank you for all for being here. Appreciate the time. And actually, my mood is better now, so that's nice. So I also took something out of it. Have a good day, everyone. Talk to you soon. See you in the next stream.